They told you education was the great equalizer. Get the degree, they said. Invest in yourself. It's the smartest financial decision you'll ever make. They lied. In 2026, the average American with a bachelor's degree carries $39,000 in student loan debt. But that number hides the real story. Because if you went to grad school, if you attended a private university, if you needed loans for living expenses, you're not looking at $40,000. You're looking at $70,000, $80,000. Some of you are staring at six figures. And here's what they don't tell you when you sign those papers at 18 years old. You just financed your own slavery. Let me show you how the trap works. Go back to 1980. A year of college at a public university cost you $3,600, adjusted for inflation. You could work a minimum wage job over the summer, 40 hours a week for 12 weeks, and earn enough to cover most of your tuition. Maybe work 10 hours a week during the school year and you're done. No debt, no chains. Fast forward to 2026. That same public university now costs you $11,600 per year, just for tuition. Add room and board, books, fees, and you're looking at $28,775 annually. Work that same minimum wage summer job today, you'll earn $3,480 before taxes. That covers less than 15% of 1 year's total cost. The math doesn't work anymore. It can't work. The system was redesigned to make it impossible. Here's the number that should terrify you. College tuition has increased 151% in the 1980s alone. Since 1977, tuition has experienced an average inflation rate of 5.92% per year. Meanwhile, general inflation averaged 3.48%. Translation: college got expensive faster than everything else in your life. Housing, food, transportation, all of it became more expensive. But college? College costs grew twice as fast, and they knew exactly what they were doing. Let's talk about what $70,000 in debt actually means for your life. Your monthly payment on $70,000 at 6% interest over 10 years, about $777. Every single month, for a decade. But here's the sick part. Most of you won't pay it off in 10 years. 60% of borrowers pay up to $299 a month. You know why? Because you can't afford more than that. Not when you're also paying rent, car insurance, health insurance, your phone bill, your internet that you need for your job. So you go on an income-driven repayment plan. Your payment drops to something manageable. Maybe $250 a month, maybe $300. You can breathe again. Except now, you're paying for 20 years. Sometimes 25. And that's $70,000? With interest compounding month after month, year after year, you'll end up paying back over $120,000. You financed your own slavery, and you're paying interest for the privilege. But let's dig deeper into who built this trap and why. In the 1960s, college was affordable because states funded it. State governments covered about 75% of the cost of public universities. Students paid the rest. The system worked. Then something changed. State and local funding made up 55% of public 2-year college revenues and 44% of public 4-year college revenues in 2018 to 19. The states pulled back. They cut funding. Year after year, budget after budget, they shifted the burden onto students. Why? Because they could. Because in 1965, the federal government created the student loan program. Money became available. Lots of money. Unlimited money, really, for anyone willing to sign their name. And the colleges did exactly what any rational business would do when customers suddenly have access to unlimited credit. They raised prices. This is called the Bennett Hypothesis. The theory stated that colleges will raise tuition when financial aid increases, especially subsidized federal loans that offer low interest rates. Sounds like a theory, right? Sounds academic. Except a 2015 study by the New York Federal Reserve found that student credit expansion of the past 15 years has risen with college and university tuition. It's not a theory. It's documented fact. More loan money available equals higher tuition charged. Every single time. You were the product. The loan program was the trap. And the universities were the beneficiaries. But here's where it gets even more sinister. Student loans are special. They're not like a car loan or a mortgage or credit card debt. You can't discharge student loans in bankruptcy. The government made sure of that. You can lose your house, your car, your savings, declare bankruptcy, and start over. But your student loans, they follow you to the grave. 2.4 million people aged 62 and older collectively owe $98 billion in student loan debt. Read that again. People in their 70s still paying for a degree they got 50 years ago. That's not a loan. That's indentured servitude with extra steps. And the economy knows it. The system is designed around it. Think about what happens when 43 million Americans are carrying this debt. The outstanding federal student loan balance is $1.693 trillion. That's trillion with a T. These aren't just numbers. These are people who can't buy houses, can't start businesses, can't save for retirement, can't have kids because they can't afford childcare, can't take risks because they need the steady paycheck to make that monthly payment. The student loan system doesn't just trap you financially, it traps you professionally, psychologically. It shapes every major life decision you make for decades. You take the corporate job you hate because it pays enough to cover your loans. You stay in that job for years, climbing a ladder you don't even want to be on. Because quitting means defaulting. You don't pursue your passion. Don't start that company. Don't take that low-paying job at the nonprofit that actually means something to you. Because you can't. The loans won't let you. This is the innovation. This is what they built. A system that forces an entire generation into economic compliance through debt. You're not an employee anymore. You're not a citizen with options. You're a debtor. And debtors don't make waves. Debtors don't take risks. Debtors show up, do the work, and make the payment. Every single month. For decades. Now let's talk about who profits. The federal government makes money on your loans. They're literally earning interest on your debt. The Department of Education holds $1.64 trillion in outstanding federal student loan debt. That's an asset on the government's balance sheet. Your pain is their profit center. Private lenders make money too. Private student loan debt totaled $167 billion. And those loans carry higher interest rates, fewer protections, and absolutely zero forgiveness programs. The universities? They're swimming in cash. They've built billion-dollar endowments, hired armies of administrators, constructed luxury dorm complexes with climbing walls and lazy rivers. All funded by your loans, by your future earnings, by your 20s and 30s spent paying instead of building. And the job market, the one you were promised when you signed up for all this debt. They lied about that too. 50% of bachelor's degree recipients graduated with student debt in 2022 to 23. Half of all graduates leave school in debt. They enter a job market where entry-level positions require 3 years of experience and pay $40,000 a year. You do the math. $40,000 salary, minus taxes, minus rent, minus car, minus insurance, minus food, minus that $700 loan payment. You're broke. You'll stay broke. That was the design. So where does that leave you? If you're already in the trap, already carrying that debt, you need to understand what you're actually dealing with. This isn't a temporary setback. This isn't something you can budget your way out of by skipping lattes. The system is designed to extract wealth from your most productive earning years. The years when you should be building equity, starting companies, taking risks, accumulating assets. Instead, you're sending checks to loan servicers. For some of you, there are paths, income-driven repayment plans that at least make the monthly payment survivable. Public service loan forgiveness if you're willing to work in government or nonprofit for 10 years. Refinancing if you have good credit and can get a lower rate. But none of those fix the fundamental problem. None of them give you back the years. None of them restore the opportunities you had to pass on because of the debt. The $70,000 trap isn't just about money. It's about time. It's about freedom. It's about the life you could have built if you weren't chained to monthly payments until you're 45 years old. And if you're young, if you haven't made this decision yet, listen carefully. The system is designed to convince you that you have no choice, that everyone goes to college, that debt is normal, that it's worth it. It's not. Not at these prices. Not under these terms. I'm not telling you to skip education. I'm telling you to understand what you're actually signing up for. Community college for 2 years, then transfer. In-state public universities. Schools with strong financial aid. Work programs. Anything except borrowing $70,000 for a piece of paper. Because that piece of paper comes with chains. And those chains last decades. The student loan system is the largest wealth transfer from young to old, from poor to rich, from future to present in American history. And it happened in plain sight, with signatures and ceremony and promises of a better life. They called it investing in yourself. Turns out you were investing in their system, financing your own trap. Now you know. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Subscribe if you want to understand the next trap they're building. Because student loans are just chapter 1. Your car, your mortgage, your retirement account, they're all part of the same system. And I'm going to show you exactly how each one works. Class dismissed.